production. And all I got to say, would you look at that? You look at that. Would you look at that? Look at that, Bob. Look at that. Would you look at that?
Look at you now. Look at you now. That was one of the greatest attacks. If you don't know what we're talking about, The Rock appeared on Raw this past Monday night. At the beginning of the show at first, interrupted Cody Rhodes.
One of the best entrances I've seen on television in a long time.
We had a 5-minute conversation about AEW's production versus WWE's last week. That entrance for The Rock in that lightning bolt and that shot and then transitioning into the Hollywood heel theme is one of the best entrances I've ever seen. Like, it's not like up there with The Undertaker, but it's
perfect.
It's pretty damn good for his character. But The Rock interrupted Cody Rhodes to kick off Monday Night Raw, whispered something into his ear. We find out later that he said he was going to make Cody Rhodes bleed. That's what he whispered. He kept true to his promise and then some at the end of the show. My goodness. Cody Rhodes tries to help Jey Uso. The bloodline shows up. A brawl breaks out. Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso battle backstage. The Rock comes out of nowhere, smacks the crap out of Cody Rhodes, starts laying in haymakers, all while saying over and over again, as you illustrated, look at him now. Look at you now. Look at this. About 500 times. And then they go into the freaking parking lot, and it's like a movie, a cinematic experience.
It's raining. It's perfect.
The rain's pouring down. We got spotlight in the background. The Rock's like glistening. He's glowing. He's just shouting obscenities at Cody Rhodes. Brings up Cody Rhodes' mother. Presents a custom Mama Rhodes belt. Busts Cody Rhodes open. Wipes the blood on the belt. He goes, look at your son now, huh? Look at your son now. And then he just basically this whole rivalry, this whole beatdown was excellent, and it reminded me of the Attitude Era. Just before we get into it even more, what are your thoughts on it? I'm just rambling here. What are your thoughts on The Rock's epic beatdown on Cody Rhodes on Raw?
No, I don't think you were rambling at all. I think you did a great job of explaining what happened and how awesome it was, because it truly was. You need to go through every beat of that beatdown because it was that powerful. It was that wonderful. And again, I am the guy that watches AEW regularly, and I watch WWE when it matters. And I saw this, and I was permanently sold. Like, if this was the only piece of content I had seen leading up to WrestleMania, I would have purchased the pay-per-view right there. It was perfectly done, and they had to be kissing the sky when that rain started to fall outside and they knew what was coming. They see the weather out there and they're like, this is going to be epic. And it was truly wonderful. And now you have all those internet sleuths out there saying, oh, we saw John Cena and Stone Cold on a truck in the background. That means something. And it's like, you lay those. When your content is that good, when your production level is that good, and you hit the note that good, you let all the wrestling fans do the rest of the work. You let all the wrestling fans go in there and say, oh, what did he whisper to him now? Now I need to know what they bleeped out when they bleeped out the word. Now I need to know, all the backstory. Why was why was this shot this way and that shot that way? Let the wrestling fans be the freaks and go crazy and try to internet sleuth their way out of it and just put on the good show. It was dynamite. And my question to you on top of all this, and we can talk about it more if you like, but the first thing I thought of when I saw this was last week you said that The Rock was outshining Roman in this build. And that Monday Night Raw ending was the best thing I'd seen from WWE in a while. And you're absolutely correct. Is Roman the short man on the stick here? What is going on?
Well, I mean, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes had a face-to-face on SmackDown just a few days ago, and nobody's talking about it because of The Rock's attack on Cody Rhodes. She's just completely stolen the show. So it's almost been like a net negative for Roman Reigns since The Rock arrived in the bloodline. He's just been pushed to the side, even though he's in 2 matches at WrestleMania. It feels like he's not even a part of the show, and he's in the main event. It's all about Cody Rhodes. It's all about The Rock, and I greatly am more invested and interested in the tag team match now than the title match, even if Cody Rhodes wins, just because what this storyline is. This is like not a once in a lifetime. I don't want to be ridiculous here, but it's just they captured the magic of the Attitude Era, that where it feels like kind of like grainy and real and serious, but it's not, but they get you invested. And that beatdown was brutal. I know the blood didn't look entirely real, but whatever. It got the job done. It sold me. I agree with you. That was one of the best segments I've seen in a long time. And yes, you're right. And I was right last week. Roman Reigns is an afterthought right now. I don't know how they're going to fix that. Maybe they have something go down in the tag team match on night 1 that makes him and The Rock have an issue, because everybody who gets involved with The Rock right now turns to gold. So except Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. So they need to figure that out.
We know that the two matches happening at the end of each WrestleMania, the tag match and then Cody versus Roman, but this whole build has felt like it's The Rock who has the title, and Cody's going to be fighting The Rock at night 2 in the main event at WrestleMania for the title. It has nothing to do with Roman, and I am interested to see how we turn into that, because we knew this in the long run, but watching the end of that Monday Night Raw and how over and how into it The Rock is, we talked about earlier how, what do we think is going to happen in the tag match versus the stipulations for the main event of night 2? The Rock is absolutely going to figure into the end of night 2 because of, this whole build has been surrounded by The Rock and the final boss, and they have navigated this water so well into what they wanted to do at the end of the Royal Rumble to now, and just rolling with the punches. It has been a wonderful ride, and hats off to them. I am genuinely excited for the main event both nights of WrestleMania, and it's because of a 55-year-old wrestler who hasn't been in the ring for 10 years. Like, I'm in love.
Yeah, and just adding to the point of Roman Reigns being like an afterthought, and during the stare down, he had to have the bloodline come to get his back, and then Seth Rollins and Jey Uso show up. The Rock just beat the hell out of Cody Rhodes by himself and looked like a badass while doing so. Roman Reigns keeps relying on the bloodline. He's just making him look weak. It's very weird, but The Rock is just truly like a generational talent, obviously. And just again, I'll say it for the 15th week in a row. Thank goodness for the We Want Cody movement, because we would have never gotten this heel version of The Rock. That's been the best version of The Rock I've seen in years.
Absolutely.
I'm so happy we're getting to see this. Very lucky, but I agree. The Rock needs to be factored into the title scene after WrestleMania. Maybe he'll face, if Cody Rhodes wins, maybe he's the final boss, and we'll face him at SummerSlam, and that will be the storyline.
He steals the Money in the Bank from Damian Priest and cashes it in. Like, I don't know, literally anything could happen.
He can do whatever he wants. He's on the TK board of directors. He can do whatever he wants. So,
and again, next week we will be predicting and breaking down and making what we think is going to happen in WrestleMania. That'll be our WrestleMania preview next week. So, subscribe, join the YouTube channel. We're growing. We'll be posting every week, and next week's the big one, man. We're going to go all out.